Welcome to a journey toward inner peace. Today we're exploring how to let go of toxic people and situations. Drawing from the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and modern psychological insights, life often brings us into contact with relationships or environments that drain our energy, cloud our judgment, or pull us away from our values. Whether it's a manipulative friend, a toxic workplace, or even our own lingering resentments. Holding on can feel like carrying a weight that grows heavier with time. But here's the good news. You have the power to release that burden by combining Stoic principles like focusing on what's within your control with evidence-based psychological strategies. You can find clarity, reclaim your peace, and move forward with purpose. This isn't about suppressing emotions or avoiding conflict. It's about cultivating resilience and choosing what aligns with your well-being. So let's dive in. We'll explore why toxicity lingers, how to recognize it, and practical steps. To let go without guilt or regret, ready to take control of your peace? Let's begin with understanding what toxicity really means and why it's so hard to release. Toxicity isn't always loud or obvious. It can be subtle. A friend who constantly criticizes, a colleague who undermines your efforts, or even a family member whose negativity feels suffocating. In Stoicism, the philosopher Epictetus reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Toxicity often stems from external situations or people we can't fully control, but it's our response that defines its impact, psychologically. Toxic relationships or environments trigger stress responses in our brains. The amygdala, our emotional alarm system, goes into overdrive, releasing cortisol that keeps us on edge. Over time, this chronic stress erodes our mental and physical health, leading to anxiety, burnout, or even depression. Studies show that prolonged exposure to toxic dynamics can lower self-esteem and impair decision-making. So why do we hold on? Part of it is evolutionary. Humans are wired for connection, and letting go feels like a loss, even when it's necessary. We might fear confrontation, feel guilt, or hope the situation will improve. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius would argue that clinging to what harms us is irrational. He wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Recognizing toxicity is the first step, whether it's manipulation, constant negativity, or a lack of respect. Ask yourself, does this person or situation align with my values? Does it bring me peace or pain? Awareness is power. Let's move to how Stoicism and psychology can guide us in letting go. Stoicism offers a roadmap for releasing what doesn't serve us. At its core, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what's within our control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, and to accept what isn't. Epictetus said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." When it comes to toxic people or situations, this means we can't change others, but we can change how we respond. First, practice the dichotomy of control. Ask, can I change this person's behavior? Can I fix this environment? If the answer is no, your energy is better spent elsewhere. Marcus Aurelius advised you have power over your mind, not outside events. Redirect your focus to your own growth and peace. Second, embrace amor fati, love of fate. This doesn't mean passively accepting harm, but finding meaning in challenges. A toxic situation might teach you resilience or clarify your boundaries. By reframing it as a lesson, you reduce its emotional grip. Third, practice negative visualization, or premeditatio malorum. Imagine the worst-case scenario of letting go, maybe losing a relationship or facing temporary discomfort. Then ask, is this worse than staying in a toxic cycle? Often, the fear of letting go is worse than the act itself. Finally, Stoics emphasize virtue. Seneca wrote, "No evil is great, which is the last evil." Letting go of toxicity aligns with wisdom and courage, freeing you to live authentically. Next, let's explore psychological tools to make this process practical and sustainable. Psychology complements Stoicism by offering practical tools to navigate the emotional challenges of letting go. Let's break it down into actionable steps. First, set clear boundaries. Dr. Henry Cloud, a clinical psychologist, emphasizes that boundaries protect your mental health. If someone's behavior consistently drains you, limit contact, or clearly state what you won't tolerate. For example, you might say, "I need conversations that are respectful and constructive." Be firm, but calm assertiveness isn't aggression. Second, process your emotions. Letting go can stir up guilt, anger, or sadness. Journaling, supported by research from Dr. James Pennebucker, helps externalize these feelings. Write about why the relationship or situation feels toxic and what you hope to gain by releasing it. This clarity reduces emotional entanglement. Third, practice cognitive reframing. Cognitive behavioral therapy (CBT) teaches us to challenge distorted thoughts. If you think I'm abandoning them, reframe it as, "I'm choosing my peace." This shift empowers you to act without self-blame. Fourth, build a support system. Studies show that social support buffers stress. Surround yourself with people who uplift and respect you. Share your decision to let go with a trusted friend. They can offer perspective and encouragement. Finally, practice self-compassion. Dr. Kristen Neff's research shows that treating yourself with kindness reduces self-criticism. Remind yourself, "I deserve peace." And letting go is an act of self-care. These strategies, paired with Stoic wisdom, create a powerful framework for moving forward. Let's look at how to apply them in real life. Let's bring this to life with practical examples. Imagine you have a friend who constantly criticizes your choices. Stoically, you recognize you can't control their words, only your response. Psychologically, you set a boundary. "I value our friendship, but I won't engage in conversations that feel judgmental." If they persist, you might reduce contact, focusing on relationships that align with your values, or consider it toxic. Workplace. A Stoic would reflect, "I can't change my boss's behavior, but I can control my effort and attitude." Psychologically, you might document instances of toxicity to clarify patterns, then explore options like seeking a new job or addressing the issue with HR. Each step is a choice toward peace. What about internal toxicity, like holding on to resentment? Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Journal about the resentment. Reframe it as a lesson in forgiveness and focus on your growth. The key is action. Start small, set one boundary, right? One journal entry, or reframe one thought. Over time, these steps build momentum, freeing you from toxicity's grip. Now, let's wrap up with how to sustain this peace long term. Letting go of toxic people and situations isn't a one-time act, it's a practice. Stoicism and psychology remind us that peace comes from aligning with our values and prioritizing what we can control. As Seneca said, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." Letting go may feel daunting, but the freedom it brings is worth it. Keep reflecting on your boundaries and relationships. Regularly ask, "Is this serving my growth?" Surround yourself with people who inspire and uplift you. Practice gratitude. Studies show it rewires your brain for positivity. Most importantly, be patient with yourself. Letting go is a journey, not a race. You have the tools, Stoic wisdom to focus on what matters, psychological strategies to navigate emotions, and the courage to choose peace. As you move forward, carry this truth from Marcus Aurelius: if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment.